In question 5 of this exercise, we have to factorize cubic polynomials. All the 4 polynomials in this question are cubic polynomials. So how do we factorize a cubic polynomial? Well, there are 2 approaches you could take. So approach 1 could be that you factor out or you find out one factor of the cubic polynomial using the factor theorem. So you use the factor theorem to find out one factor, and then you use long division to divide the polynomial by that factor, and then you're left with a quadratic polynomial, and then you can factorize the quadratic polynomial easily. So that is one approach. You find out one factor using the factor theorem, and then you divide the polynomial by that factor. You will be left with the quadratic polynomial. Then you can factorize the quadratic polynomial easily. Approach 2 is you could use the factor theorem to find out all 3 factors of the polynomial. Basically guess all 3 factors of the polynomial using the factor theorem. So you use the factor theorem to find out all 3 factors of this polynomial. So these are the 2 possible approaches we could take to factor any cubic polynomial. So let's try and use both of these approaches for the given question. So let's start with the first part. So in the first part, the polynomial is px is x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. So how do we use the factor theorem to find out one factor of this polynomial? Well, look at the constant term 2, and this tells us that we should try substituting plus minus 1 or plus minus 2 into the polynomial to find out possible factors of the polynomial. And if you're not clear about this, you can go to the relevant part of the NCERT textbook where this is described quite nicely. So let's substitute each of these and find out which of these lead to factors of px. So what is p of 1? So p of 1 is 1 cube minus 2 times 1 square minus 1 plus 2. So this is equal to 1 minus 2 minus 1 plus 2. So this is equal to 0. So p of 1 is equal to 0, which means that x minus 1 will be a factor of px. So we have found out one factor of px. Now let's try and substitute other values and see if we can find out more factors of px as well. So let's try p of minus 1. So p of minus 1 will be minus 1 cube minus 2 times minus 1 square minus of minus 1 plus 2. So what will this be? This will be minus 1 minus 2 plus 1 plus 2. So I'm just calculating the terms that we wrote. So minus 1 minus 2 plus 1 plus 2. So this is again equal to 0, which means that x plus 1 is also a factor of px. Now we have found out 2 factors. Let's also substitute plus 2 and minus 2 and see if we can find out the third factor as well. So let's try p of 2. So p of 2 will be equal to 2 cube minus 2 times 2 square minus 2 plus 2. So what is this equal to? So this is equal to 8 minus 2 times 2 square is 8 again minus 2 plus 2. So this is again equal to 0. So because p2 is also 0, this means that even x minus 2 is a factor of px. So we have found out the 3 factors of px by directly using the factor theorem. The first factor we found out was x minus 1, then we found out x plus 1, and then the third factor we found was x minus 2, which means that px can be factorized as x minus 1, x plus 1, x plus 2. So this is our answer to the first question. Let's go to the second part. So in the second part, the polynomial is px, again I'm taking this as px, is x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. So the constant term for this polynomial is minus 5. So to use the factor theorem, let's try and substitute instead of x, let's try and substitute some factors of minus 5. So we can try plus minus 1 or we can try plus minus 5. So let's start with plus 1. So p of 1 will be equal to 1 cube minus 3 times 1 square minus 9 times 1 minus 5. So what is this? This is equal to 1 minus 3 minus 9 minus 5. So this is clearly not equal to 0, which means that x minus 1 is not a factor of px. Now let's try p of minus 1. So p of minus 1 will be equal to minus 1 cube minus 3 times minus 1 square minus 9 times minus 1 minus 5. So this is equal to minus 1 minus 3, but then I have a plus 9 and then I have minus 5. So I see that this is equal to 0, which means because p of minus 1 is equal to 0, which this means by the factor theorem that x plus 1 is a factor of px. Now what I can do is, instead of trying any more substitutions, I can actually divide px by x plus 1 and then find out the remaining quadratic part of px and then factorize it. So let's use that approach in this part. So x plus 1 is my divisor and x cube minus 9x square minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. So this is my dividend. So let's use the long division method to divide px by x plus 1. So I have x square. This gives me x cube minus x square. Then I have minus 3x square minus x square is minus 2x square. And I bring down the remaining terms, minus 9x minus 5. So the next part of the quotient will be minus 2x. So that gives me minus 2x square minus 2x, and then I'm left with minus 7x minus 5. So the divisor is x plus 1 and the dividend will be px, which is x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. So let's do the long division process now. So the first part of the question will be x square, and that generates the terms x cube plus x square. Now we subtract these and we are left with minus 4x square, and then I bring down the remaining terms of my dividend. So that gives me minus 9x minus 5. Now in the next step, the multiplier or the second part of the quotient polynomial will be minus 4x. So that gives me minus 4x square minus 4x, and then I subtract this again. So I'm left with minus 5x minus 5, which means that the last part of the quotient will be minus 5, and that generates the terms minus 5x minus 5, exactly matching the current dividend. So the division process terminates at this stage, which means that the remaining part of the cubic polynomial is x square minus 4x minus 5. So we already factored out this linear factor x plus 1. The remaining quadratic factor is x square minus 4x minus 5. Now to factorize this, I can split the middle part minus 4x. You can see that it can be split here as x square minus 5x minus x minus 5, which will lead to the factors x plus 1 and x minus 5. So you can verify this. So the factored form of the second part is x plus 1, which is the first factor we took out, and then the remaining quadratic part got factored as x plus 1 x minus 5. So the x plus 1 factor is actually repeating twice. So we have x plus 1, x plus 1, x minus 5. This is the factorized form of the second polynomial. Now let's go to the third part. In the third part, The polynomial is, so let's again name it px. So this is x cube plus 13x square plus 32x plus 20. So let's use the factor theorem again to find out at least one factor of this polynomial. For that purpose, let's look at the constant term, which is 20. So we could try the substitutions which are factors of 20. For example, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 4, plus minus 5, plus minus 10, or even plus minus 20. So we could try out all of these substitutions. One thing we can note is that all the terms have positive coefficients. So if I substitute any positive value of x, it will not lead to 0. So we can straight away discard the positive values of x and start trying with the negative values of x. So let's start with minus 1 first. So let's find out p of minus 1. So p of minus 1 will be equal to minus 1 cube plus 13 times minus 1 square plus 32 times minus 1 plus 20. So what is this equal to? So we have minus 1 plus 13 minus 32 plus 20. So this is equal to 0. So that's great. It's our luck that the first substitution we tried led to 0, which means that x plus 1 is a factor of px. Now what I can do is I can divide px by x plus 1 and figure out the remaining quadratic part, which can then be factorized easily. So let's do that now. So my divisor is x plus 1 and my dividend is x cube plus 13x square plus 32x plus 20. So let's do the long division process. So I have x square, which leads to the terms x cube plus x square. Now let's subtract these terms. So I get 12x square and I bring down the remaining part of the dividend. So that's 32x plus 20. Then the next multiplier will be 12x. So that gives me 12x square plus 12x. Again I subtract, and this time I'm left with 10x, or actually 20x plus 20, which means that my third multiplier will be 20, and that generates the term 20x plus 20, leading to a remainder of 0. So the division process terminates at this stage. So the remaining quadratic part of px is x square plus 12x plus 20. If we factorize this now, so I have x square plus 12x plus 20. I have to split the middle term in a way such that the sum of the two coefficients is 12 and the product is 20. So those two terms are 10 and 2. So I can split the middle term as x square, and 12x then becomes 10x plus 2x, and then I have 20. So this will lead to x plus 10 plus 2 x plus 10. So this gets factorized as x plus 2 times x plus 10. So finally let's write out the answer of this part. So the first factor was x plus 1. So x plus 1 is the first factor, and then the remaining quadratic got factored as x plus 2 times x plus 10. So this is the factored form, or the factorized form of the third polynomial. Now let's go to the fourth part. So in the fourth part, because the variable is y, so let's call our polynomial p of y. So py is equal to 2y cube plus y square minus 2y minus 1. So again, let's use the factor theorem and figure out at least one factor of this polynomial. Because the constant term of this polynomial is minus 1, let's try and substitute plus minus 1 and see if any of these lead to 0. So let's try p of 1 first. So p of 1 will be equal to 2 times 1 cube plus 1 square minus 2 times 1 minus 1. So this is equal to 2 plus 1 minus 2 minus 1. This is equal to 0. So P of 1 is equal to 0, which means by the factor theorem that y minus 1 will be a factor of py. At this stage, we could divide py by y minus 1 and find out the remaining quadratic part. But actually, we can go ahead and try the substitution minus 1 also and see if that leads to 0. So p of minus 1 will be equal to 2 times minus 1 cube plus minus 1 square minus 2 times minus 1 minus 1. So what is this equal to? I have minus 2 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1. So this is again equal to 0. And because p of minus 1 is also 0, by the factor theorem, this means that y plus 1 is also a factor of p of y. So I have figured out two factors. Now I only need to figure out the third factor. I can try more substitutions, but you can try that other integer substitutions won't work because the third factor actually has a non-integer 0. What I can do is, because I have already figured out two factors, this means that their product, which is the quadratic polynomial y square minus 1, the product of y minus 1 and y plus 1, this will also be a factor of py. So I can actually divide py by y square minus 1 in this case, and the quotient will be a linear polynomial, which will be the third factor in this case. So let's divide p of y by y square minus 1. So my divisor is y square minus 1 and my dividend is 2y cube plus y square minus 2y minus 1. So let's do the long division process for this pair. So the first multiplier will be 2y, so that generates the term 2y cube minus 2y. So then I subtract this from the dividend and I'm only left with y square minus 1, which means that the second multiplier is simply minus 1 or plus 1 actually. So that gives me y square minus 1, and this terminates the division process. So the third factor is 2y plus 1. So the factored form of the fourth polynomial is y minus 1, the first factor we found out, then y plus 1, the second factor we found out, and then this 2y plus 1, which is the third factor we found out using long division. So that factorizes the fourth part, and with that this question is fully done. To learn more about how QMath can help you crack school and board exams, explore QMath Leap, a live online classroom program run by highly experienced and committed teachers.